Hi, I'm Alicia, and welcome to my channel Papercraft Secrets. Today I'm sharing a set of 6 Valentine's Day cards. These are a printable available on my website at www.papercraftsecrets.com.au. There are 6 different designs in this printable. However, you can mix and match all of the printed papers and the individual elements to create your own unique Valentine's Day cards. When you purchase your printable, you will receive this page here, which has the 6 different Valentine's Day sentiments. You'll receive this page here. This is the basis for one card. You have the front design, then you have the inside design, you have some cupcakes along the bottom, and you have a strip down the side. The cutest little cupcakes you've ever seen for a beautifully sweet Valentine's Day. That's page 2. This is page 3. You've got some cute little bows along the bottom here and a different color strip down the side. We have some adorable little gnomes in this collection of Valentine's Day printables. They are the sweetest little gnomes. You don't see their eyes, you just see their beards and their feet and their hands. And another little set of gnomes. You've got your gingham paper for the outside of the card and some pink, some love heart balloons. So altogether there are 7 A4 pieces of paper in the download, 1 page of the love hearts, and 6 pages for the cards. So that is enough materials to make 6 cards. Of course, because it is a printable, you can print this as many times as you like and make as many Valentine's Day cards as you would like. I'm going to show you exactly how I created the cards, and then you can create them along with me, or you can mix and match the design and create something totally unique. So let's get started. Our first step is to trim our printed paper so that we're ready to make our cards. So you need to line up your printable in your paper trimmer and trim down your page. You can also use some scissors if you prefer, or a blade and a ruler. It's up to you. The paper trimmer is probably the easiest way to get a nice straight edge. You just have to keep in mind that when you're printing your pages out on your printer, just make sure your paper is lined up straight in the paper tray so that when it prints out, it's going to be printing out nice and square. You need to cut all of those little bits and pieces out. So you've got your rectangles here, and then you've also got some fussy cutting to do. So the fussy cutting can take quite a while to do. So it's best to do it in a relaxing place in front of the television. I prefer to use these scissors. They're close to my heart scissors. I find that I get the best results with my fussy cutting when I use these scissors. So if you are having a bit of difficulty with fussy cutting, make sure that your scissors that you've got suit you. I like to cut my images out roughly first. So you can see here that I'm roughly cutting out all of the images that I'm going to fussy cut out. So I'm just getting them all ready. And then I like to do my fussy cutting ideally while I'm either listening to a podcast or watching my boys do an activity or something like that, because it does take quite a bit of time and it's nice to just enjoy it. It's actually quite an enjoyable task when you're not in a rush. You'll also need to fussy cut out your Valentine's Day hearts. Pop them over there in a pile. So these are all the different elements that you're going to need for your card. For fussy cutting, I like to keep a small white edge in between where I'm cutting with the scissors and the line of the digital image. This is a personal preference. Some people like to have the little white edge, other people prefer not to have the little white edge. So you make your own decisions on that. The hearts are really quite easy to cut out. It's just making sure that the white edge is nice and even. Here are all my love hearts all trimmed down, ready to go. Now I'm going to start on my cupcakes. Again, I'm going to leave a little white edge. And you can see I'm maneuvering the cupcake with my left hand while I'm cutting with my right hand all the way around the edges. There we go. So I cut all of those ones out. I'm moving on to this cute little cupcake with the cherry on the top. When I get to the stick of the cherry, this is where my little white edge comes in handy, because if you're not cutting a little white edge on that, your cherry stick is going to be very thin. There's my little cherries. Now I'm up to my red bow. These bows are super cute. So cutting around the edge of that. And now moving on to fussy cutting the different types of gnomes. This little gnome has light pink love hearts all over his hat. This little gnome has a striped light pink and dark pink hat. And the last little gnome has a plain pink hat with a love heart on it. So these gnomes are very on trend at the moment, and they're very, very cute to use. So now we have all of our cutting finished and everything is ready to assemble for our cards. So what we're going to do now is use some paper or cardstock to create the base of our card. I'm cutting mine to 6 inches by 8.5 inches for the base of my cardstock. And you could use any colored cardstock you wanted. You could use black cardstock, a light pink, a dark pink, completely up to you as to what base cardstock that you want to use. You might also like to add another layer of cardstock onto your cards as well. So here I am measuring at 8.5 inches first. This is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. And then I am cutting at 6 inches. So that creates one card, which I'll fold in half. And then I use my bone folder to just smooth that fold down. Fold the other one in half and smooth down the fold. This is the one I did before. That's another 2. I've got 2 more cards to cut, so I'm going to take another 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. I'm cutting it at 8.5 inches, and then I'm cutting it at 6 inches. And folding that in half, smoothing down the fold, folding that in half again, and smoothing down the fold. And that is our base cards ready. So let's have a look at what we've got here. We've got our little elements. We'll push them to the side for a minute. We're going to be dealing with these. The plain printed papers are the front of the card. The one with the label over the top is for the inside of the card so that you have space to write your message. So you just need to add some glue to the back of the printed cardstock and position that in the middle of the card. Now we just repeat that process, put our glue on the back of our printed cardstock and position that in the middle of our next card. Because I'm using liquid glue, I can maneuver or reposition my printed cardstock if when the first time I put it down on the cardstock it's not exactly even. I can use my fingers to just move it over a little bit if I need to, because the glue doesn't dry super quickly. You've got time to reposition if you need to. Now that we have done the front of all of our cards, we are moving on to the inside of the cards. And again, we're just following the same process of gluing on the back and then sticking it on the inside of the card. This allows the card to balance, and it also allows the card to be decorated on the inside, and it gives you a place to write your message on the card. So we'll do that for all of the cards. And that's all done now. Now our next step is to use our rectangular solid colors strips and our Valentine's Day sentiments. Now this is where there is plenty of options with how you want to use your little strip. You can cut it in half and put 2 onto your card vertically, or you could just use 1 horizontally across your card for a different look. And you can mix and match with the different colors. There's a variety of colors, so you can choose which color you think matches the papers the best. Just folding those in half and then cutting them in half, and then cutting that one down to the same size as the printed paper. Okay, and you can mix these around, they can be changed around. I'm sure you'll come up with many creative ways to use these strips. I'm just going to glue mine straight on. You could use some foam mounting tape or some recycled cardboard if you wanted those strips to have a little bit more dimension in between the layers of the cards. I'm going to save my dimension for the elements, and I'm just going to keep my black background nice and flat for postage. And once you've got all of those little strips pasted down, it's time to look at our sentiments for the cards. And I'm going to use some recycled cardboard to put on the back of my love hearts so that they have a little bit more elevation on my card. And I just use recycled cardboard from boxes around the house. This is an old Lego box. If you didn't have any recycled cardboard, you could use mounting tape to elevate your elements and your sentiment. And you can mix and match which hearts look best on which cards. And then I'm going to glue those straight down onto the center of my cards. And that's all looking beautiful. And now for the most fun part of all, what little elements will you add to the front of your cards? You can match your elements. You could have two of the same elements, or you could have two different elements. Just have fun with this part of designing where you like, which elements you like best in which positions on your card. And once you are happy with where you're putting your designs, then you can again use some recycled cardboard to help elevate those little pictures off the page. In that card, I've just popped two little gnomes on either side of the love heart. Now, when you are adhering your elements to your card, you can choose to just use glue and just put them on the same level as the card and create a nice flat card. You might like to use recycled cardboard, one piece on each, to elevate it to the same height as the love heart, or you might like to use two pieces of the recycled cardboard so that your elements are actually higher than your love heart. So there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can have your image on top of the love heart, or you can have your image underneath the love heart. So feel free to have a play with those different ways of designing your card. I've chosen to add some doodling around my card. So in this card, I'm just doing some dashes in a black pen. In this card, I do like a cross stitch sort of look, or it could even be kisses for Valentine's Day. So you can have a little bit of fun with giving a border to your patterned papered pieces, just to add a little bit more interest to your card if you would like to. And then finally, for the inside, you can choose some elements to decorate the inside of your card if you would like to. We still have some fussy cut elements that we have cut out and they're ready to be used. So you can easily add an element or two into the inside of your card. And there's no right or wrong with the positioning of these elements. It's just having fun and popping them in and designing it how you would like it to be designed. And once you have all of your little elements on the inside of your card, we have completed our card designs, and our Valentine's Day cards are ready to go. And I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial and that you will create a happy Valentine's Day card for somebody special this year for Valentine's Day. These cards are easy to create. They're easy enough for children to create with them. It's a simple printable download available on my website at www.papercraftsecrets.com.au. You can print off the design for the cards and create as many Valentine's Day cards as you like. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely crafty day.